Hi, I'm Norm Ugai for Cal Landscaping. Today I'm going to be talking about hardscaping and softscaping and how they work together when we install them into a solution for a yard. There are people that just do hardscaping and there are people that just do softscaping. Real quick, an explanation of hardscaping would be walkways, driveways, patios, and the people that install it are paver people, concrete people. We do pretty much all of it and basically install it also. And then the softscape, some people are just, and I don't mean this bad or anything, it's just that they focus on being planting people more than anything else. And then they do irrigation and everything too, but they don't concentrate on hardscape at all. They basically just concentrate on getting the softscape in, which would be the planting plan and irrigation and ground cover and things like that. But really the key for us is that we like to integrate them together so that it comes up with a complete solution. To do that, though, it requires some real effort and putting effort into design and implementation when we come to do the project. And I'll give you a couple examples. For design, one of the examples would be one that we had recently was we had a customer that wanted to separate between the patio area that we were designing and also the drought-tolerant area that he wanted. So he wanted some kind of separation in that. So basically we had to think about that because it was a seam area. And we thought, well, and what I mean by seam is an area between hardscape and the softscape. We came up with a solution that would be kind of complementary to both. Originally what happened was he had gotten a quote from a hardscape guy that just did hardscape, and he came up with a paver idea, or he's going to just drop in pavers that are about 3 feet tall on a seat wall type form, which is a solution also, but provided several features that he didn't want. And one of them being that it kind of blocked his view sometimes so he couldn't see out. And the second thing also, it was a security thing. He just didn't like the idea that someone could hide behind the wall maybe or something and pop out on him and he couldn't see him as he walked up. And then the landscaper came up with another idea in that same area. Was he's going to put a fence up, and in that fence it was going to be 3 feet tall or 5 feet tall, but it also had the same problem as the wall. You couldn't see out sometimes as easily, and also someone could hide behind it or something for security reasons. So he told me things he didn't like about it, so I had to think about what we could do. So we came up with a solution of kind of utilizing some potting vases actually on top of the paver patio that we're putting in. And to do that, we had to be able to route irrigation into that area and into the pots, because pots actually had plants in them that needed irrigation. And so we had to know exactly where we're going to put those and where we're going to drop the irrigation lines for that. And then when we did the outside planting, I actually planned to have plants in between the vases on the outside planting grow up. So it was a combination of vases on the hardscape and planting out in the planting area. And so I staggered those. We spaced the pots about 2 to 2.5, 3 feet apart, and the plants 2.5, 3 feet apart. In the end, you ended up with kind of a softscape, basically I'd call it a soft wall, a combination of plants and vases down the front. And I picked flax, and you can pick flowering plants also, but you have to pick plants that don't drop their leaves and are gone, because then you end up with holes in your soft wall. So basically these flax are year-round. They're up, and you can pretty much have that wall all year. Worked out pretty well. People like it. People can kind of sit out and rest, like kind of we're doing here in this patio. And you can look out and you can see people walk by and they say hi to their neighbors, which they like. And same token, though, the neighbors can't see them quite as well. So when you're sitting out, you have a lot of privacy. And the plants, actually, the vase and the plants, I think, provide focus. As people walk by, that's what they're looking at. They're not looking at the people behind the plants. And it's worked out really well. People like it, and I think it's a good combination. That's an example of how we use the combination of hardscape, softscape to solve that.